I'm Dr. Melanie Sellers, and I'm going to show you how we prepare a broodstock shrimp head for histopathology at Genics. Here I have a black tiger shrimp or a Penaeus monodon head that's been preserved for 48 hours in Davidson solution and transferred to 70% ethanol. I'm now going to take the head and cut it from the front to the back to expose a cross-section of the target organs for histopathology. Now you can see the hepatopancreas, the region where the lymphoid organs sit, and the stomach. This is the hepatopancreas, and down here the lymphoid organ. If you feel down at the bottom there with your knife, you can feel the mouth parts of the animal. So I'll remove the front end of the animal just in front of where the lymphoid organs sit, so we can make sure that we keep that in our histopathological analysis. I then remove the base of the periopods, or the walking legs. The reason for doing this is because that they stop you from having a perfect section of your soft shrimp tissues. You also need to reduce the size of the overall tissue which you're going to embed to make a histopathology slide. I'm then turning over my shrimp head, and I'm going to remove the carapace by peeling it off, and also the gill flap. All of the hard exoskeleton parts need to be removed for the process of histopathology. So I just use my knife there to feel for any hard parts and make sure that they're all removed. Next, I'm going to remove some gill filaments. So underneath the carapace that I've just peeled off are the gill filaments, and I'm taking off a section here. There's about 5 gill filaments in that small section. It will also have gill rakers, which sit between the filaments and the shrimp uses to clean their gills whilst they're in the ponds. And then reduce the size of the gill filaments, and I'll put it into the orange histopathology cassette. It's like a little case that shuts up. You can see that I have numbered the cassette with the sample number of this shrimp and the case number. That is then ready to be embedded with wax to begin the process of histopathology. I'm now going to go back to the head section and continue to trim this so that it fits into the larger white cassette. I measure my shrimp against the cassette so that I know the size I need to trim it to. Making sure that I keep the lymphoid organ, stomach and hepatopancreas in my section, I trim off the excess pieces of tissue. I'm then using the scalpel blade to check for any hard exoskeleton parts in the tissue, because they all need removing. I'm now going to remove a little bit more of the tissue from the back end of the section so that it fits perfectly in my cassette, which is then closed up and ready for embedding in wax.
The process does not end here. After they have been put into cassettes to embed in wax, They then go into a microtome, which takes 5 micron pieces of wax with tissue embedded, and they get put onto a glass slide, like this. These slides are then dried and put into a staining machine, in this case hematoxylin ESM, which gives the purple and pink coloration. Once the slides are stained, they get a glass cover slip, and we look at these under the microscope, looking at the cellular structure of the different tissues and organs in the shrimp. From here, we are able to diagnose different pathogens and look at changes in cellular structure of the shrimp sample. We then make informed diagnosis of what is causing the clinical signs in the field, and we help farmers to make better informed management decisions to mitigate risk of pathogen during shrimp culture.
Used as a standalone service or in combination with multipath technologies, DeepDive gives you the ultimate reassurance that the agents causing the clinical diseases in the field are identified. To find out more, please get in contact or visit genics.com.